Hebrews chapter 11. This is the Hall of Faith chapter where we learn about different people from the Old Testament that were known for their great faith. Abraham, Noah, Moses. And these people were in situations where God was calling them out of to do something different. They had confident expectation that God was going to provide and do for them and take care of them. In Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1, it says that now faith is the assurance of things hoped for. This hope is not wishful thinking like we say in English, like, oh, I hope the Cowboys win. No, it is actually confident expectation that something is going to happen. So when we have faith, it is the confident expectation that something is going to happen, that God is going to take care of us, that He is going to get us out of this situation that we're in, that we're praying for different circumstances. And it is having that confident expectation that He is who He says He is, and He is going to do for you whatever is best for you. Obviously, the greatest expectation that we have is eternal life with Him. This book was written to Jewish Christians that were looking to jump ship and go back to Judaism. And they were doing this because Jewish people had protection from Rome, just like religious protections. And Christianity was seen as a sect of Judaism until it wasn't any longer. And the Jews started separating themselves from the Christians and started becoming persecuted. And so these people were like, hey, like I would kind of rather be Jewish again and not be persecuted by Rome. So chapter 10 verse 39 says, but we are not of those who shrink back and are destroyed, but of those who have faith and preserve their souls, saying, hey, if y'all are jumping ship, you are denying Christ's sacrifice. And for us today in 2026, we may not be jumping ship going to another religion, but you may struggle with faith and knowing that God has your life in His hands and that He has a plan for your life. You may be in the trenches right now, and it's hard to see that He has a goal and a plan, and you are going to be okay on, the other side of it. This has happened to me so many times in my life. And so when it's kind of like the story of Job, like he is in the trenches and we see that he gets pulled out of it. One of my favorite stories of the Bible comes from Mark 9, and there's a demon-possessed boy and his dad comes to Jesus and says, if you can help, have compassion on us. And Jesus is like, if you can believe, anything is possible. And he says, I do believe, but help me in my unbelief. And I love it so much because it shows us that like our faith is never perfected. It's consistently growing and growing. Philippians says, be anxious about nothing, but with prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. So in those moments, that is when we can look back on Mark 9, the story of the guy, help me in my unbelief. We can, with prayer, petition, and thanksgiving, present our request to God to be pulled out and just know that there's goodness on the other side of it.